Hello students, myself Madhurika, Assistant Professor in CSE Department. I will be teaching you software engineering. So before going on into the syllabus, let us understand what exactly is this software engineering and why is it useful for the graduates to learn this subject. Talking about the word which is called as software engineering, if you break down engineering is basically a process of designing and building a particular thing which will solve a task. Like for example, you design and you construct a dam. You design and you develop a particular mobile application. That is called as engineering. Now if you talk about what exactly is this software. Software is set of instructions that are given to the computer to solve a particular task. Or you can say in simple terms, software will act as a recipe to the computer to do a particular task. Now that you understood what is engineering and what is software, let us understand by combining both these terminologies the definition of what exactly is this software engineering. So software engineering is basically a systematic approach which is followed to develop, operate, maintain a particular software. So software engineering is a structured approach to developing, operating and maintaining a particular software. Now that you understood what exactly is this software engineering, let us understand why we have to learn this software engineering. So software engineering subject is very important to every developer who is working in a techie field. This is what we know. But apart from the techie field, if you talk about the real world scenario, wherever you go, you have various softwares. So you have softwares that are used in electronic goods, you have softwares that are used in cars, mobiles, in applications, in companies, everywhere you have the software. So by following this software engineering, you will be able to develop a quality product in the given time span. Like for example, if you take the recent scenario in Wayanad, you had floods. So you have seen that the Indian Army was able to build 190-foot long bridge in a very short period of time. This was achievable because they have implemented the software engineering concepts in their real world. So this particular software engineering subject not only helps the developers who are working inside the techies, but also as an entrepreneur also you can use this particular software engineering where you will get the ability to think logically and solve various complex problems. So now that you understood what exactly is this software engineering and why we have to learn this, let us look into the syllabus. So talking about the software engineering syllabus, so in software engineering, the theory and the lab classes will work simultaneously. So they'll be running simultaneously. Talking about the theory syllabus, you know that you have 5 units. The first unit is completely the introduction to the software engineering. So we will be talking about the basics of software, hardware, why software is important in software engineering, what is the architecture of software engineering, and how is this architecture useful to us in developing the softwares. We will be learning about various process models starting from the beginning stage of the development of the softwares till the current trending. So after learning about the process models, we will come up with the latest models that are used by the various tech companies, which are nothing but the Agile and the DevOps. So in the last chapter of the first unit, we will get the basics of Agile and DevOps. Now talking about the second unit. In the second unit, we will be talking about the requirements. Let us assume that you as a customer have gone to a particular company to develop a groceries website. So what do? You give him certain requirements saying that this is how my website should be, this is the color, this is the logo, this is the background and all. Okay, so those are nothing but the requirements. So every software or every particular thing that you want to develop, let it be a dam, construction of a house or a software, anything that you want to develop needs requirements. So in second unit, we will be talking about what are these requirements, how many types of requirements are there, how these requirements help us in the development of the software. Okay, after the requirements, we will be talking about the first tool under DevOps, which is called as the version management tool, which is called as Git. So we will be talking about Git and how to collaborate this Git to the GitHub. This finishes your second unit. Now talking about the third unit, in third unit we will be talking about the design engineering. So let me assume that you have gone to an architect to construct your house. So you give him the requirements to him. After you give the requirements to him, he comes up with a blueprint. So that blueprint is nothing but the designing. In the same way, in development of the software also, you will be having designs to tell the customer how his project is going to be developed. So in design engineering, we will be talking about what is design, how is it helpful, what are the various styles and architectures that you have in these designs, what are the various design tools that we have, how are they going to be beneficial for us in software development and all. After we finish learning about the designs, we will convert these designs into the diagrams in the form of UML. UML is nothing but your unified modeling language. It's a language which will help us to convert these blueprints or the designs into the diagrams. So there are totally 9 diagrams in UML, but we will be talking about 4 important diagrams there. So once we finish drawing these diagrams with the help of the UML, we will be moving on to the next tool of our DevOps, which is called as Jenkins, where we will be developing CI/CD pipeline. So there we will be learning about what is CI, what is CD, how these Jenkins are helpful in generating, developing and deploying the project. Now coming on to the 4th unit, in 4th unit we will be talking about the testing strategies. So any product that you develop, let it be a software product or a hardware product, testing plays a very, very important role. So without testing, you cannot release that product into the market. So in the 4th unit, we will be talking about the various testing strategies. What is testing? How many types of testings are there? Which testing is done in which level of the software development and all. Once the testing is completed, we will be learning about the next 2 tools of our DevOps, which is nothing but your Docker and the Kubernetes. So we will be learning about containerization and orchestration here. What are those? We will be learning in the unit number 4. Now coming on to the last unit, which is unit number 5. Where we will be talking about various risks. Like for example, you want to construct a dam. So you have to talk about the risk, the soil that is there, the water level, everything. Blindly you can't keep on constructing the dam there. So risk is nothing but before constructing or before developing anything, talking about the probabilities of its failure, what could be the reasons, what are the various milestones that you get while the development of the project and all. That is called as risk. So you will be talking about what are the different types of risks we have, how is this risk very important in the software development. Along with that, in the last topic of our 5th unit, we will be talking about the cloud services, which is the AWS cloud. So previous units we will be learning about the various DevOps tools. In this last unit, we will be creating an EC2 instance in the AWS cloud, and we will try to deploy a web project using this particular DevOps tools that we have learned in the first 4 units. So this will be your theory syllabus in software engineering. Now coming on to the lab syllabus, as I told you, lab and theory, both of them will be running side by side. So in the lab, you will be having total of 8 experiments here. So in the first 2 weeks, students will be formed group of 4 students, and in the given list of 6 experiments that you can see here, students should opt one of the project, and to this particular project you have to analyze the requirements, write down its functionalities, draw the designs and generate certain test cases in the form of SRS document, which is nothing but your software requirement specification document. So in the first 2 units you will be working on these projects. After that, we will start with the installation of the DevOps tools locally into your laptops, and we will start working with the Maven projects, pushing those Maven projects into the GitHub, integrating those projects from the GitHub into the Jenkins, deploying the project into the Tomcat. After that, we will be installing Docker, Kubernetes, running images as containers, pods, scaling them. We will monitor them using a tool called as Nagios, and finally we will move to AWS, where we will create an instance, EC2 instance, and deploy one of the web project into the cloud. So this will be your lab syllabus, which will go simultaneously with your theory. Now after this course, the course outcomes, the student or you will be able to understand what are the various requirements, how to convert these requirements into designs with the help of UML diagrams. Not only that, you will be able to understand which process model to be used in your DevOps environment, and how to create a CI/CD pipeline using the Jenkins, how to create your own images and deploy them into the Docker Hub, how to scale them, how to monitor them, and finally you will be able to develop any complex project with your logical thinking. So this is all about the introduction to the software engineering. In the next topic, we will look into the topics. Thank you.